Marxism was an atheistic doctrine which set out the task of achieving a revolutionary transformation of life and the creation of a society in which the existence of religion would be superfluous. Those were my very happiest years. In a material sense, I was living poorly, but I was inspired by the future. The future was socialism, and I was inspired, and all my life I worked to create material well-being for myself and for the people. In the Soviet era, two ideologies clashed, two systems of values, the atheistic and the Christian. I believe in the force of universal gravitation, whether you want it or not. I feel that there is a certain force that draws people together. I haven't believed in God since I was a child. Well, how could it be God? I asked, even if he didn't even leave me my mother, instead taking away my mother and my father. Having lost Christ, Russia received in exchange revolution, rivers of blood, and the Gulag. These bitter fruits of non-believing, while changing, poison us even today. Life in the USSR was like the bed of Procrustes. It was good for those who subscribed to the system and did not break the rules. It was terrible for the talented, the brave, the independent and the respectable, those people who simply could not live by inhuman regulations. Totalitarianism is the shadow of Lucifer's wing over the earth. There is a resemblance between the USSR and Hitler's Germany. The top authorities' interest in occultism, the use of dark mystical teachings for influence over the masses. I won't say anything against the Soviet regime, because since childhood I lived in that society. The freedom of speech was complete. Such a democracy as was around during the Soviet regime doesn't exist now. The authorities were cultivating infantilism in the people. The mass media barely mentioned anything bad, saddening, or tragic. Now, no one is forbidding us from believing in God or from freely going to church, and there is a great deal of literature allowing us to find answers to many questions and learn from the mistakes of the past. But then again, does the consciousness of the present-day individual, having grown used to receiving ready instructions from the government, even turn its attention to this information?